I was upset earlier. I don't know what about really, but big deal, I guess. Just annoys me when things aren't quite right, you know. You like want it to all just be harmonious and everything to be right. Excuse me. It's not quite right. Not me, not my life that's out of place. That's the thing. It's just people making evil decisions. You know, you can make sort of two choices, a good choice or the bad choice, you know. I chose the good choices, went to heaven and earth. It would be a wonderful experience. And there's people out there making the evil choices. I don't know why they do that, you know, ruin the rest of the world so they're part of it, you know. They do it intentionally, I'm sure. Sure they can see that what they're doing is wrong, but they still do it. Maybe they just like bullies as kids and they just never learn any different. It's not really to me, it's to all the girls. They pick on the women. So I know women will just conform, you know, they will just accept what they get. And they get abused and they get assaulted and they get a few that sort of on their side that say, oh no, this is the right thing to do and this is how it's meant to be, and brainwash them all, you know. Well, it's been a big day. I'm trying to unpack it. Got home tired, all wound up. Try to unpack it. You go to school all day, trying to learn something, but really, you're learning it from. Enemy's a strong word. Probably. I don't know what you call it. Bad influence. It's like It's like you like theatre, but you go into a show that's against your beliefs and you're watching it anyway, you know. Even though you love theatre, you love acting, you love the performance, you love the show, but the one you're going to is all bad stuff you don't like, you know. That's like studying electronics. It's like I love the machines, I love the architecture, I like the idea of creating and understanding technology and science, but the way it's used worldwide is just, you know, really sick, really made out to be wonderful, and be people out there really relishing in it, really just living the fantastic life and just swear by it, getting way too much. The rest of the world's missing out. It's what it does. It's sort of like back probably even just 50 years ago, the world was pretty on an even keel. You had a bit of royalty and a bit of this and that, but now it's like what people are getting and what people are missing out on is just widened, you know. And it looks like we have everything because we've got a tally and we've got a computer and we've got all these things that are getting made, but we're just serving this machine, this phone, and we're not living out the life that we want. But they're over there making these phones and making these machines to really suck all the life from us and give them too much. No, it's sad because in the end, the ones doing the right thing will end up winning. And that's that Bible premise, that premonition, or what do you call it, prediction, or that the world will turn on its head because the innocent people of the world, the good people, will end up on top. Because all those other people doing the wrong thing will pass away. They won't make it back to Earth. They've hurt too many people. The world knows. The world understands that now. Even if not every person understands it, the world understands it. The world has that understanding now. I felt the change and the shift just happening around me. It's not anything I'm doing. I've just gone to heaven. I'm just embracing heaven's love, which is universal now. It's so, like, as soon as I felt that heaven created and it came to earth and picked me up, it's like, it was a beautiful feeling. People think, oh, I'm stealing from people's love or something. It's not. It's the universal power of love that picked me up and said, right, you can have an eternal life, Evan. You're not trying to harm the world, You're not trying to hurt others. You're helping others. You're believing in the dreams of others, and you're fulfilling the prophecy of people's hearts and lives and things that they want to do. And there's some people that take advantage of that, and they're hurting other people, and they're trying to take too much, and that's one of those evil sins, the greed. It's embraced, half the world, and greed. It's embraced the wrong word. It's ensnared half the world, greed, and it's like it's like that thing out of the Green Lantern, the parallax. It's sucking on them all. Greed. It's sucking everything dry, and all it is the evil inherent in these people's hearts, that they create. And they say it's normal to be that way. And they look at me, I don't have a partner, I don't have a life, I'm the stupid one. But that's only because they ruin it with the way what they're doing to people, taking their opportunities away. And you can fix it a million different ways. One, you can stop doing it and just let people live their lives. But that takes sacrifice from these sort of people who are doing the wrong thing. So they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't sacrifice anything for us, the ones doing the right thing. Or another thing you can do is help people like us get to where they are, which again is a sort of a sacrifice, but in a way it's a friendship. There's no way they do that, because we don't play the game right. We don't do the right thing. We're not greedy. We're not, because then that would corrupt the whole world and the world would fail. The simplest solution is just to set the world back on a lawful keel, is where you actually do to the public what's lawful, and doing the right thing is not trying to strip us of our rights to be supported by government who have taken this role to govern us Well, we don't really need it. If they weren't there, we'd be able to get a job, do everything we want. But they're acting as a middleman for these greedy people to sort of, they get rewarded by them, with sex and whatever they want. Free travel, free holidays, all the perks to keep us stripped of what we need. Just regular people who aren't that ambitious. We just want a comfortable life and to do the things we want to do, to get the love we want from other people in our life, But the government's like the middleman between the filthy rich that want more and more and more and more, and us down here, who should be around the middle where the government is really. We should be around the middle somewhere, middle class. But the government's taken our spot of middle class, and they sort of run the little racket that goes on, feeding this rich monster up there, which is getting fatter and uglier and meaner and bigger. And they say the bigger they get, the harder they fall, and that's what will happen. They get bigger and fatter, and they just end up going. And we'll just go about our daily life. We always have. And we've suffered a bit, we're wounded a bit, but that'll heal up. But what they've done, hurting us, they'll have to make up for that hurt. And sadly, they've taken a lot of lives. So, and it's like I say, it's not anything I'm doing. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to be I'm a helpful person. I'm trying to help set things how it should be for everyone, even them. And there's no need to be greedy because you can't use all the stuff they have. They have too much stuff, they can't use it. What do you need 10 mansions when you're one person, 30 people? Why do they need all that? They'll never use it. Oh, it's investments in case this happens or that happens, or I need 30 mansions because, I've got this much money. What else am I going to do with it? And it's not really their money. They've fleeced us. They've stripped us of what we need just to get by every day. I get down the street, I've got $20 left in my account. I barely bought anything that I need this week or anything, really. It's just bills and a bit of food, and it's all gone. And I can't even really afford to have a meal. I've just got to come home, eat toast, and I've got a Macca's burger. And, they say it's the way it should be. And, really, everything's becoming so outrageously expensive now. Like a computer system, you can easily spend $17,000 on one just for the latest thing. That's just a computer system to do a bit of gaming or something. $17,000 just for that. Furniture, $5,000. TVs now, $10,000. This is just the basic sort of stuff, and we can't afford that, so we got to get the second-hand crap that barely works, or the real cheap shit that's got cameras and shit probably in it or something. I do all right because I'm well organised. That's why I do okay. There's people out there not like me that's really battling and struggling, and you don't see them around much anymore. They're probably at home really suffering on medications, and just because they've been fleeced of all their rights, And how do you get through to them that you don't just keep fleecing the population, using the government as a middleman to corrupt us and pin us down? And how can we get on in life to get a good job, to get the things we need, if that's the system you want to put in place as an evil system? I don't know how they can justify a government standing on television all day saying oh, we're doing everything we can for the public and blah, 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 blah. And they're just standing there basically evil demons saying, we don't really give a fuck, you know. It's blatantly obvious what they need to do is keep increasing payments as the world inflates in prices. Like, I've thought about it a million different ways to do things. Like, you could just set up an organisation to help you get work, but there's no jobs, you see. You can't just create jobs in a country with so much infrastructure. One job appears, another one disappears. So you can't create any more jobs or more work. The work's there to get, but it's all taken up by foreigners because we're getting kicked out of our lives because we're not getting the payments we should be getting. So it's not just people who can't afford jobs, it's people who are working can't really afford to get the jobs they want either. They got to do the shitty fucking crappy jobs or overwork just to get by. And all these rich, greedy ones are breaking the law, doing everything they can wrong to get as much out of us as they can. And they don't give a shit. It's not so much that I want them to suffer or I want them to be punished or anything. I want them to be happy as well. But doing what they're doing, festering evil in themselves, they'll destroy themselves. So we'll just walk on through. But we'll suffer in the process. You know, that's not the balance the world should have, you know. We're obsessed with this idea that the world needs to be Star Wars or some crap, you know, like, oh, the balance of the force and all this sort of shit. No, you just put it right. You just pay the money and that's it. You don't have to have a Star Wars, you know. Well, you want wars in space when you're seeing what it's like on Earth? Oh, fucking hell, you know, like, you want to just explode things in space and have people floating around in space and, oh, God. Maybe 50 million times worse than a war on Earth, you know, and they think it's fun or something. Anyway. Slowly unpacking. I just want a girl to unpack her luggage on me or whatever. I spoke to a girl, she said, what'd she say? I'm unpacking my things or something. Not unpacking, but how'd she say it? I can't remember. I said, you need to unpack the things on my lap, you know. I can't, it sounded funny the way I said it. Anyway, it doesn't matter.